She walked into the food shelter wearing torn boots and trembling hands. No one knew she had $1 billion inheritance in her name. But the black man who offered her a bowl of soup that night. He changed everything. The wind howled through Brooklyn's narrow alleys like a cry for help, rattling old window panes and shaking the bones of the forgotten city. At a weather-beaten community center tucked between two graffiti-stained buildings, Marcus Duval, a tall, strong-shouldered black man with gentle eyes and calloused hands, was carrying crates of donated goods. He wasn't just feeding the poor. He was feeding lost souls, because once, he'd been one himself, a child of the foster system, a man who'd slept on cold subway benches and shared half-eaten sandwiches with strangers. Now, he lived by one rule: if I've got 2 slices of bread, you're getting 1. And that's when she walked in. She was shivering, wearing a coat 2 sizes too big and a scarf pulled high to hide her face. But Marcus saw her eyes, hazel, glowing, haunted. She looked like someone who had once known warmth but had been running from fire for far too long. "I'm sorry. I need a place to sit," she said softly. He didn't ask questions. Marcus never did. He just nodded, gave her a hot meal, and said, "You're safe now, sister." Her name was Alina. Or so she said. No last name. No past. Just a woman with shaking hands and a quiet sadness. Alina started returning every day. She swept floors, read stories to children, and painted murals on the walls. With every passing day, she became the heartbeat of the shelter. But never once did she talk about her past. Marcus sensed something: her posture, her speech, the way she flinched when anyone mentioned wealth or family. She wasn't just poor. She was hiding. But he didn't pry. Instead, he fell for her in silence, one act of kindness at a time. The way she helped a boy with autism express himself through paint. The way she gave away her own mittens to an old woman crying in the cold. Love wasn't a declaration. It was in the way they healed each other quietly. One snowy evening, Marcus and Alina were locking up the center. The power had gone out. They sat in candlelight, sipping tea from mismatched mugs. Alina reached across the table and whispered, "You make me feel like I deserve to exist." He smiled, his voice rough. "You do. You always have." They kissed for the first time, surrounded by shadows, but for the first time in her life, Alina felt seen. They married in the spring. No designer gown. No venue with chandeliers. Just vows whispered under string lights, paper flowers, and the cheers of homeless families who clapped like they were royalty. For the first time, Marcus had something no one could steal from him: a home made of love. But secrets have a way of cracking even the strongest foundations. One evening, after 2 beautiful years of marriage, Marcus returned home to find a note. Her ring was on the table. "I'm sorry. I should have told you who I was. I just wanted to be loved as me. Please don't hate me." He read it again. And again. His hands were shaking. Where was she? And then, the news broke. Breaking: billionaire heiress Alina Van Denmore returns after disappearing for 3 years. The screen showed her stepping out of a Rolls-Royce in a red suit, swarmed by media. Gone was the woman in second-hand boots. This was Alina Van Denmore, heir to one of America's largest fortunes. Marcus froze. His Alina was a billionaire. The next day, a black SUV pulled up outside his building. She stepped out, no longer a mystery, but the face of headlines across the country. Yet her eyes searched only for him. In their tiny apartment, she broke down. "I was born into gold, Marcus. But I suffocated in it. Everyone wanted something: my last name, my father's approval, my inheritance. So I ran. I needed to feel human again. And then I met you." He stood in silence, heart torn. "I never meant to lie. But I knew the moment I told you who I was, I'd lose everything real. I didn't want to be Van Denmore. I just wanted to be Alina. He took her trembling hand and kissed her palm. Then let's forget the money. Just tell me one thing, did you love me when we had nothing? She sobbed. That's when I loved you the most. Their story hit headlines again, but this time, not because of scandal. Because of transformation. Alina announced she'd be stepping down from her corporate role to start a nationwide foundation with Marcus, ground up, aimed at building shelters, food kitchens, and arts programs in low-income communities. At the launch event, Alina took the stage. I inherited billions. But I found my purpose on cracked floors with broken souls. Marcus didn't just give me love, he gave me myself. And that's a gift no money could ever buy. They could have lived in a mansion. But they chose a brownstone near the center where it all began. She still wore secondhand sometimes. He still handed out soup. But now, they had each other, and a mission to rewrite what wealth truly means. Every time people asked Marcus how it felt to marry a billionaire, he'd laugh and say, I didn't marry a billionaire. I married a miracle in boots and paint-stained fingers. True love doesn't care about bloodlines or bank accounts. It's found in quiet kitchens, whispered prayers, and two hands that hold on, even when the truth shakes the world.